G'day everyone. With all the news focused on spending bills that Trump won't sign, you might not have noticed one bill that Trump did sign right before the shutdown began. It's called the US Farm Bill, a bill that's been going since 1933 and gives away almost $1 trillion of taxpayer money. Now, in 1933, the Farm Bill was created to protect vulnerable farm workers who mostly look like this. But today, most farms look like this. Huge agricultural companies that own thousands of acres and make billions of dollars. So why do we even have a farm bill? And where's all that money going? Now, before we get started, let me just say that the latest US Farm Bill does loads of good things, like guarantees food stamps for the poor, legalizes hemp, and outlaws the farming of cats and dogs for meat, which I thought was already a thing in the US, but anyway. The Farm Bill was supported by both parties and passed almost unanimously. But, like a golden beachy glow that might also be a malignant skin cancer, the Farm Bill does two things that are pretty One, it sneaks billions of dollars into the pockets of big agriculture companies. And two, it destroys the environment. Let's start with number one. The US Farm Bill was created during the Great Depression to keep family farms afloat and ensure a stable national food supply in rough times. Sounds pretty fair income to me. But see, the thing is, farming technology's come a long way since the Great Depression, and because of the rampant industrialization, most farms are now owned by big agricultural firms. Because of the US Farm Bill, in 2017, those big ag companies received an average of $18.2 million of subsidies from Uncle Sam. Even billionaire businessman Glenn Taylor, the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, received over $100,000 in subsidies a year. Now, the Timberwolves rankings aren't that hot, but does Glenny Boy really need government handouts? Nah. Did we just pass a bill to keep giving him money? Yep. But don't take my word for it. Iowa's Republican Senator Chuck Grassley is one of only 2 farmers in the Senate, and he voted against the Farm Bill. He said, "I'm very disappointed. I've been trying to make sure the people who get the subsidies are real farmers. I've been trying for 3 years, and it gets worse and worse and worse." Now, why aren't more politicians like Chuck about this? Well, just like taking money from our troops, taking money from our farmers has never been a good way to win votes. Especially right now, because of Trump's trade war with China, farmers have been losing billions. So rather than do something unpopular and get nailed by the agricultural lobby, both political sides are happy to just keep handing out checks. Secondly, the Farm Bill is also making a dog's breakfast of America's environment because of a thing called crop insurance. Now, again, crop insurance was created to protect ye-olde Depression-era farmers from droughts and floods and hurricanes. If their crops were destroyed, the government would give them a few bucks so they wouldn't go bankrupt and could survive to farm again in the next season. Kinda like a thank you next situation. But today, crop insurance is a bit like a rich parent who keeps bailing their kids out of the slammer. Big agricultural companies know that if they make bad choices and if their farm fails, the government will just bail them out with a nice fat insurance check. A 2017 study showed that crop insurance results in less given towards planting the right crops, especially by big ag corporations. Sure, it might be a bit risky to plant thirsty cotton in the New Mexico desert or rice in the Hurricane Alley, but you know what? If it doesn't work, we get paid anyway. Give it a whirl. And another thing about crop insurance, it incentivizes farm owners to get big crop yields, even if it means destroying the environment. If they grow loads of crops this year, they make loads of money. If they totally the land with pesticides and chemicals and all sorts of waste and they can't grow anything ever again, who cares? Because insurance. For example, the Corn Belt right now is a monocrop. All the corn in America is exactly the same breed. That's a hell of a big risk because if a disease comes along, the entire corn yield would be obliterated. Look, crop diversity is farming 101, but farmers couldn't give two shits about diversifying their crops because if they fail, insurance. The US Farm Bill was a great idea. in 1933. But today, it's just a big fat bribe to be ag. But what do you guys think of the Farm Bill? Do you reckon we should keep funding it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Hi everyone, I'm Jayde Lovell, resident science nerd on the Young Turks Network. You're watching SciQ and we know you don't want to miss an episode, so please click the subscribe button down below.